Soar above trauma, soar above drama. Utilize one of the many playlists on my channel to help you do just that. This may be one of my longer audios or videos, and I try not to, I try to be brief and to the point because I got a lot of work to do. I'm buried under a lot of litigation, so I try not to spend too much time on YouTube, making YouTube videos rather. But at any rate, this one might be a little long. And it's based on a story, a real, true story account. A guy recently said to me, and it's so funny because it occurred a year after God and his synchronicities. I don't believe in coincidences, but I use the word anyway because I like it. Synchronicity. Psychologists and psychiatrists or mental health workers say that means meaningful coincidences. God and his synchronicities. A year after meeting someone whom I've diagnosed as being a narcissist. I talk about that 2-week painful experience in the trailer to this channel, my channel. But a year after meeting that dude, God in his humor, oh, I don't know what God is doing, had my path had me cross paths with another guy, Lord, who also stays in my building. This one stays on my floor. I cannot make this up. Yeah, I'm a writer, but I can't make this up. I'm not that good of a storyteller. I'm not a creative writer. I'm an expository writer, so I can't make this up. Listen. The title of this video is a quote I believe is from Maya Angelou. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Believe them. Oh, good Lord. So a year after meeting the guy I mentioned in the trailer to this channel, whom I've diagnosed as a narcissist who lives on the floor underneath me, I cross paths with a guy who just moved to my floor. And he tells me, after offering help, I didn't need his help in any of the situations where he offered. And he was very gallant and very chivalrous. Oh, allow me to help you. Oh, may I help you, please? And each time I wanted to say, no, I'm good. but I didn't. I really wanted to say, no, I'm good, brother. I got it. But, I said no because, he was extra polite. He was really nice. He was really sweet. So I was like, oh, thank you, brother. You're so chivalrous. You're so gallant. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So after the third or fourth time, we got into a discussion. And the guy said to me, it's still blowing my mind because this was in October and we're in February now. October, November, December, January, February. So 3-4 months later, I'm still like, wow, I can't believe he told me straight up that he's not a nice guy. Damn. Quote, I'm not a nice guy. I'm only nice when I have to be. End quote is what he said. And it's still blowing my friggin' mind because I'm like, damn, how is it that you're saying this to me? And I know I don't exude the energy of being that type of female who likes the gangster, the hood rat, the thug. No, baby. I know I don't exude that energy. I know I don't. But I don't know. I don't know what he read in whatever. It's still, anyway. So this video is about an article I read when I was analyzing the situation about the nice guy. And I just thought it would make an interesting share. I actually meant to just start the video reading the article, but it is what it is. I got into the story first, and this is actually part one. In part two, I actually wrote him a nice little letter. I'll tell you how I responded to being told by a guy I just met, quote, who offered his help several times when I really didn't need it, and he ended up telling me after about the fourth time of offering me help, I'm not a nice guy. I'm only nice when I have to be. I mean, the first part is wow enough, but to add the other part, I'm only nice when I have to be, that's the part that blew me. I'm like, damn, what? Anyway, I'm already 6 minutes into this freaking audio, and I really didn't mean to take up this much time. So I'll get to the article. And the title of the article is Men Who Pretend to Be Nice But Actually Aren't Usually Display These 10 Subtle Behaviors. And it's by Lachlan, Lachlan Brown. And Mr. Brown writes in his personal branding blog, I'm reading excerpts from that article, and he writes, there's a thin line between a genuinely nice guy and one who's just pretending. That line is often blurred by subtle behaviors that go unnoticed. Pretending to be nice while harboring ulterior motives can be a masterful act of manipulation. This act, however, isn't always easy to see through. Those who've been on the receiving end know there are certain telltale signs. So I've compiled a list of 10 subtle behaviors often displayed by men who pretend to be nice, but actually aren't. So he lists those 10 reasons. I'm only going to read the heading, each of those 10 reasons. I'm not gonna, for only one am I going to read the explanation for the heading. So number 1 is excessive charm. These are reasons why he said that men pretend to be nice. The 10 subtle behaviors often displayed by men who pretend to be nice but actually aren't. Number 1, excessive charm. 2, lack of empathy. 3, they always play the victim. 4, they frequently flatter you. 5, they're evasive about their past. 6, they rarely apologize. 7, they're quick to anger. 8, they're overly helpful. And this is the one I pause on because this is the one I was exposed to by the recent guy that I met a year after meeting a narcissist in this building. And it just blew my mind. Number 8 is they're overly helpful. And Mr. Brown goes on to write, and I'm reading the details under this particular heading. This might seem odd because being helpful is generally a good thing, right? He writes. But there's a difference between being genuinely helpful and being overly helpful to the point of crossing boundaries. Men who pretend to be nice often portray themselves as the ultimate problem solver, always ready to help, even when it's unwarranted or unnecessary. This can be a subtle way of asserting control or creating a sense of indebtedness. If you notice a man always jumping to save the day without being asked or ignoring your wishes to handle things yourself, take note. His helpfulness might be more about his needs than yours. Genuine kindness respects boundaries and understands that not everyone needs or wants help all the time. Heading number 9, the 9th reason, he says that guys pretend to be nice. They're always the hero in their stories. And number 10, they're inconsistent with their behavior. Those are the 10 reasons a guy says that guys often display, signs of who often pretend to be nice, but really aren't. And I'll go through those 10 reasons again. Excessive charm. Let me clarify again. The 10 subtle behaviors that guys often display who pretend to be nice, but really aren't nice. And those behaviors are excessive charm, lack of empathy. They always play the victim. They frequently flatter you. They're evasive about their past. They rarely apologize. They're quick to anger. They're overly helpful. They're always the hero in their stories. They're inconsistent with their behavior. There you have it. There you have it. And I will have part 2. There's a part 2. Of when someone tells you who they are, believe them the first time. And the part 2 is how I reacted, and then how I replied to this not nice guy. It's fascinating. It's still blowing my mind. Anywho, thank you. Soar above trauma, soar above drama. Avail yourself of one of the many playlists on my channel that will help you do exactly that. Peace, peace, peace.